Welcome to Influence, the show about one of the university's founding colleges, the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. I'm your host, Emily Shaw. Today we're talking about study abroad opportunities for our students in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences that'll be happening this spring and summer. Study abroad offers so many great opportunities for our students, and we're excited about these possibilities. Our first guest is Jessica Graves, an instructor and the undergraduate coordinator in the Department of Animal and Dairy Sciences. Welcome, Jessica.
Thanks.
Jessica will be taking our students on a trip to Guatemala during spring break. Jessica, why Guatemala?
Well, Guatemala kind of fell in my lap initially. We met with Terrell Davis, he's going to be our in-country partner. And so a couple of years ago I met Terrell, and he expressed to me that there was a need for a livestock component, a livestock education component with the farmers that they were working with. Currently, they do a horticulture component to their organization, and they also have a poultry component to their projects that they do. So we essentially are adding that livestock component to really round out the overall nature of the program that's going on there. Dr. Susan Seal and I had the opportunity to go on an exploratory trip back in September, and so it was a great opportunity to meet with some of the local livestock owners, extension agents, and really be able to assess some of the needs that were in that particular area. So we'll actually be traveling to Momostenango, Guatemala, a little tiny town in the Western Highlands area of Guatemala. And so from the photo that you see, this is really just a great visual to see the landscapes that are there. It's very green in that area. And so we look forward to being able to have the opportunity to really take some of the natural resources that they have to enhance their livestock management programs that they currently have in place. So the next photo that you see was a lady named Bonifacia, and Bonifacia has her daughter here, and she really took the time to show us what her farm consisted of. So a lot of the producers there they grow corn, and in kind of a diversified livestock environment, they may have cattle, or they may have sheep or goats or other small ruminants. The next photo here is a great example of kind of the diversity of the landscape. So you go from a really kind of flat environment where they have the ability to grow various forages and rotate some of the cattle so that those animals have adequate forage at all times. But you can also see the mountains in the background. Here is examples of some of the farmers that we'll be working with. In the gray shirt, you see Jorge. So Jorge is going to be our right-hand man while we're there in Guatemala. He is going to be our translator and is in country and works with those farmers on a regular basis. In the black shirt is Terrell Davis. So he is with GBSI, which is our global partner there. So it's really exciting. Again, just a photo of a farmer here. They're very prideful in the animals that they have, and they want to know more. So we're excited to take a team of students. We're actually taking 17 students, only 3 males in that group. And so that shows kind of what our demographics are like in the college. We have often, in many of our departments, are predominantly female. So that really is reflected in the group that we're going to be taking over spring break. But we're really excited about the opportunities that Guatemala has to offer. It's a learning experience from a livestock perspective, but we're not only taking animal and dairy sciences students, we're also taking ag education, leadership, and communication students. And so being able to have those 2 different types of students come on the same trip and really take their knowledge in that content specific area is really exciting, because not only do we get to elaborate and teach maybe those AELC students about livestock management, but our animal and dairy sciences students also learn more about how to properly disseminate that information and work with those extension agents and the farmers in a way that gets the message across. So we're excited about that.
We're excited as well for this trip, and we wish you good luck over spring break, and we'll be excited to talk to you when you get back.
Thank you so much.
You know the scene in those popular TV crime shows when the investigators show up? The one where they scratch their heads while trying to figure out who committed the homicide and when? At Mississippi State University, we're solving mysteries behind real-life crime scenes with forensic research that's a first of its kind. Teaming with microbiologists from around the country, we're examining microscopic bacteria that can help solve real murders. So far, our partnership with a major metropolitan medical examiner is yielding results with more than 200 real-life crime samples analyzed. We're learning how microbiomes change and relocate, uncovering evidence in criminal investigations by better pinpointing time of death. Way more exciting than being a TV detective. We're finding crucial answers when they're needed most. Solving mysteries with science, that's worth watching. The sense of place. We all have it. Often grown from deep roots in small-town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
My next guest is Jessie Newton, a student here at Mississippi State University in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, specifically a fashion design and merchandising major in the School of Human Sciences. Welcome, Jessie.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited for you to tell everyone about your 2015 study abroad that you did in Italy. So could you share with us about that?
Absolutely. So what we did was take a group of about 20 students. We went the summer of 2015. It was during the first 2 weeks of June, the hottest months in Italy. And we had a great time. We went to Rome, we went to Florence, and we went to Venice, and we spread our trips out. We did different things, such as visual merchandising with different high-end companies. Then we went to a Jacquard factory. We did great just exploring. We went to the Colosseum, just everything that you think of when you think of Italy, the classic Pinterest page that everyone loves, and it was such an amazing trip. We took students of all different ages. Several have graduated and some are still with us, and we talk about the trip today. And it was absolutely amazing to just see how we went over there and our concept of like luxury goods and things like that, and even just how people merchandise things, because we went to people like Valentino, Chanel, Prada, things like that in all the different stores. And it was absolutely phenomenal just to see the growth of our students as we went.
When you came back, how did that trip influence your direct coursework? Could you feel it? Could you remember it?
Oh, absolutely. In my design classes, I just felt so inspired from the trip, whether it be the architecture, the people, because they're completely different than what we see. It was absolutely just amazing to see our transition coming back, because as people, we were more confident. We have survived the streets of Italy, and it was absolutely just phenomenal.
Speaking of inspired, your 2015 study abroad inspired you to reach out in a most unusual way for your 2016. Tell me about what that entailed.
Absolutely. So as you know, I have to have an internship to graduate.
Absolutely.
2 of them. One of them was my Italy trip, and the second one I waited late to apply, and I was looking around. I saw this milliner on Instagram, and I was like, the worst she can tell me is no. I sent off my resume, never thinking to hear back from her, and I interviewed with her a few times, and she was like, get your Russian visa, you're coming to Russia. And my jaw just dropped. I was like, I thought you were in New York. So that was a tough conversation with my mother. And I worked out the paperwork, and I was on my way to Moscow, Russia. It was with Eva Kesnievich, and she was a fantastic boss to have. She was very caring, and I learned so much while I was there.
So tell us non-fashion majors, what is a milliner?
Milliner, good question. So it is the hat making process.
Okay.
So it's like what you think of the very royal family, how they have the huge hats with the feathers, and it was very luxurious, very over the top. And I really didn't know much about it. I bought a book from Barnes & Noble a few months before I left for my internship, and it was just, it blew my mind. I really didn't know it was a huge deal, and oh, it was. So Eva, I didn't know anything about making hats at all, and I left my internship after 2 months, like with 3 hats that I got to carry home, going through customs for the process with those. But It was fantastic.
What about that trip really also inspired your coursework once you got back?
What inspired me? Just the confidence. I mean, before I left, I was like, I don't live on my own. I don't know how to provide for myself. And I lived for 2 months in Moscow, Russia in an apartment. I had the best roommate ever. And it just made me have so much more confidence in like my design skills and just me as a person, really. While I was there, we got to do a photo shoot for a lookbook for Harper's Bazaar, Vogue. Wow. It was amazing. I mean, I didn't understand anyone because it was all in Russian, so I just smiled and nodded and did what I need to. And it was just phenomenal coming back because I was able to see things like that and know how a couture photo shoot works, how just the details in things. Because before I was all over the place, but at the internship, she really helped cultivate different things like how to add beading and things like that were really delicate into a design. And it was amazing.
What would you tell a fellow student who is trying to decide if he or she should study abroad?
I'd say definitely do it because after college, yes, you have those opportunities, but like it's so much more accessible to you while in college. And I mean, it's wonderful because you have someone to help plan the trip, help get you there, because otherwise you're just on your own, and that's, you know, a lot less terrifying while you're in school. So it was phenomenal and it opened my eyes up so much. I had no idea I actually wanted to study abroad while I was in college, and I ended up going twice, and I regret nothing. It was fantastic.
Jessie, thank you so much for sharing
Thank
those
you.
opportunities with us. We're very excited about those opportunities that our students had. Looking here at those pictures, that I know those memories that you made will stay with y'all as a group forever.
Absolutely. And there's us in the Roman Coliseum. It was just such a wonderful trip. I remember all of us just walking around. There were cats in the Coliseum that we just loved, and it was just a fun trip. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for being with us today and hearing about the opportunities available to students through Study Abroad. Join us next time on Influence, and if you have any questions, please email me at emily.shaw@msstate.edu.